I'm not very knowledgeable or aware of the Star Wars Rebels storyline or franchise, but this popped up in my feed, so I thought, okay, there's something going on here. And it turns out Star Wars Rebels Episode 13, Season 4, A World Between Worlds, introduces time travel. Now that's interesting. That's something I wasn't expecting in this sort of story, this sort of space opera. And what ends up happening is we see characters from within the story, what I can tell, are very powerful transient beings who create this entire temple dedicated to time travel, and they allow one of the more naive hero characters, to go inside that temple and bring another character back from death, or the moment of death. And they're about to do the same for a second character, and they choose not to because of two things that I can see, even though the act of doing so is very easy and anyone can do it. One is because the character who dies ends up becoming a Force ghost and manipulates people throughout the timeline so that the events of what would happen would no longer occur if he was pulled out. And secondly, there's a moral message behind it, that the death has meaning to that person, and he has to reflect on that so that he does not actually do this thing just because he selfishly wants this person back in his life, even though the physical act of doing it is very simple. So after all this takes place, the whole entire temple gets destroyed, and this can never happen again. Now what's interesting is that the start of the episode, let alone throughout the episode, as this person's walking through this time traveling temple thing, is you hear quotes from the franchise, from Yoda, from the movies, from I'm assuming the other animated shows as well. And at first I thought, okay, this is probably just going to be a filler episode where they didn't have enough time and effort. But they got other actors involved. They got Malcolm McDowell to play one of the characters I believed. And they actually took the time to think this through. It wasn't just let's do time travel. It's like, no. We're going to bring one character back. And I don't know why they did that exactly. And it was done well. They actually made time travel small enough, explainable by how it came about by three very powerful beings in the Star Wars mythos, and having the person control the naive hero character who doesn't know much, doesn't know what's going on, how to use the Force, etc., etc. So within those confines, having a limited protagonist, having the power of the mythos, the Force itself being the supernatural thing that can do anything, having that be created by three mysterious beings for whatever purpose the plot dictates, and to actually bring back a character for an unknown reason, I'm sure they'll have it explained later, was done very well. And I'm glad that there are some intelligent people and writers behind this franchise. Again, I don't know much about it, but I'm glad that I learned about this episode. I might watch a few more just to see what it's like. And I'm glad the Star Wars franchise is not dead. There are actual entertainment value to be had, and not at the silver screen.